What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Flowing with Fluid. Today I have Will from
Willpower Fitness Factory.
So we are going to be doing a restorative yoga flow, really showing the importance of restoring the muscles. And Will here is a bodybuilder, so he knows all about the importance of that. If you have a bolster, grab a bolster. You can also just use a regular pillow, especially if you have a firm pillow. We are going to be using bolsters, blankets. So grab whatever you need to get comfortable so that you can really take this time to rest and restore your body. And I'll see you on the mat. We're going to start in a seated position, sitting with a tall spine, really elongating the spine and breathing deeply as we set our intention for our practice today. We're going to take those deep, full belly inhales, feeling the rib cage expand, the air filling through our belly and up to our chest. And as we exhale, exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. We're going to invite some movement by inhaling our arms up wide, palms to touch at the top, flipping the palms facing down as we exhale right back down the way we came, really opening up that chest, taking 3 breaths here. Last one. And on this last one, when we exhale, we're going to exhale twisting to our right, placing our left hand over our right knee, stretching first, twisting first through the belly and allowing the chest and the neck to follow. Couple deep breaths here, and we're going to inhale back up to center and exhale opposite side. We're going to do a couple rounds. Inhale back to center, exhaling opposite side, continuing to flow here at the pace of your own breath. Notice how Will is sitting on a firm bolster. This is to lift his hips off of the ground and open up the chest at the same time. If you find that your hips are a little bit tight and you feel like you're kind of hunched in, and you can always sit on a bolster, sit on a block, sit on a pillow, something to just elevate your hips a little bit, and that may make it more comfortable for you to sit in a seated position for longer. Going to come onto our last round. Holding a little bit longer here for this last round. Go ahead, inhale back up to center. Exhale opposite side. Really connecting with the body, making sure that we're sitting with a tall spine still. Breathing in this posture. Go ahead and inhale those arms back to center. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale, heart center. We're going to invite some love into our neck by looking left and looking right. Blocking all negativity, blocking all that no longer serves us. We're going to bring our head to center, inhaling as we look up, exhaling as we look down. Again, matching one breath per movement. Inhaling as we look up, exhaling as we look down, dropping the chin to our chest. Go ahead and find your way to center. And we're going to start to draw small circles in the air with our nose, starting clockwise. And we can allow these circles to get bigger gradually. Go ahead and rotate in the opposite direction. Now let's invite some movement into our shoulders and a little bit more into our spines. We're going to place our hands at our shoulders and do like a swimming motion backwards. Just bringing those elbows back in a circle. And we can use both. We can do both elbows at the same time or do kind of like a figure 8. We can leave this mostly in the shoulders or bring that elbow down a little bit more, up a little bit more, bringing more movement into the spine. Finding our comfortable placement for our personal bodies and our personal flow. Honoring what our body needs today. Go ahead and go in the opposite direction, bringing those elbows forward. We're just warming up the body a little bit before we get into those deep restorative postures or asanas. Now let's send some love to our wrists. Go ahead and moving our wrists in a circular motion. Inhaling, bringing those arms out. And as we exhale, bringing those arms closer to the body and rotating our hands in the opposite direction. Again, flowing at the pace of our own breath. And flowing freely through this movement. Go ahead and rest your hands. We're going to move into tabletop position. Coming into our cat-cow. We're going to inhale as we arch the back, lifting the head up. And exhale as we drop the head, really rounding out that back, opening up the back of our shoulders. Matching one breath per movement and flowing at the pace of our own breath. Just to do a quick alignment check, we want to make sure that our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders and our knees are directly underneath our hips. And whenever you're ready, we're going to start to move our torso in a circular motion, starting clockwise. And we can leave this motion more so in the upper body and in the shoulders, or we can invite more movement into our hips, bringing our glutes all the way back to our heels as we rotate back and hinging forward as we reach the top. So finding that comfortable range of motion, finding how deep we want to go in these circles, where we want to feel this within our body, and find that perfect flow for your body. And we're going to go into a quick child's pose just to take a breath. We're going to come right back into that tabletop position. And if your knees are starting to bother you, maybe you want to grab a blanket and put that underneath your knees. We're going to rotate in the opposite direction. So going counterclockwise, we're going to start those rotations again, feeling that either more so in our shoulders or in our hips, deciding how deep we want to go, what difference we may feel within our body, even just going in the opposite direction of where we were going before. Inviting any cracks and pops that feel good, that feel like pain leaving the body, stress leaving the body. And we're going to go right back into that child's pose, resting here for a quick breath. Whenever you're ready, we're going to come right back into our tabletop position, inviting a little bit more movement, inviting some more warmth in our hips before we go into these deep resting postures. We're going to bring our knee out to the side, back in a circle, right back down to the ground. So kind of like we're doing those fire hydrants, we're going to bring that knee out and around in a circular motion. Go ahead and rotate in the opposite direction, bringing that knee back and then forward, around and forward, and right back down. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So go ahead and place that knee down. Take a moment here. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and switch to the opposite side. And we can go ahead and go back into our child's pose, resting here. On your next exhale, go ahead and lift the chest, bringing our hands to like a cupping motion, as if we are protecting a cupcake underneath our hands. And we're going to walk our hands over to the right side and rest back down here. Taking a few moments to breathe here. On your next exhale, go ahead and lift back up onto your fingertips, cupping the palms. Walk those hands back to center, and then we're going to walk our hands over to the left side and rest here. Taking a few moments to breathe here. On your next exhale, go ahead and lift the chest up. You can come back into a tabletop position, walk the hands closer to the body. However, you want to get into a seated position with your legs straight in front of you. Go ahead and do that. We're going to grab our pillow, our bolster, whatever extra cushion we are using to assist us in these deep resting postures. Go ahead and grab that. We're going to place our bolster at the base of our spine while we're sitting upright with our legs straight in front of us, or we can have our knees bent if that's more comfortable. We're going to use our arms and our hands as support as we lower our backs onto that bolster, lying straight back, allowing that bolster or that pillow to open up our chest, our palms rolling upwards, resting the arms and the hands down onto the ground. We're going to be resting in these asanas for 3 to 5 minutes. So grab a blanket, grab whatever you need to really be cozy and comfortable as we rest intentionally. Take a nice deep inhale whenever you're ready. Full exhale. And whenever you're ready, gently lift yourself up. We're going to send our knees over to the left side, placing that bolster at the base of our hip. Stretching both hands on either side of the bolster. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, elongating the spine. And as we exhale, dropping the belly, then our ribs and our chest, and allowing the head and neck to follow onto that bolster or that pillow. If we find our mind starts to wander, we can always call our attention back to our breath as we rest intentionally. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Go ahead and take a nice deep inhale. Full exhale. And whenever you're ready, gently press yourself up. You can come into a tabletop position. Send those knees out to the opposite side, placing the bolster at the base of your hip. Stretching those arms out on either side of the bolster, taking a deep inhale, elongating the spine. And as we exhale, exhaling the belly down and allowing the chest and the head to follow onto that bolster. Resting here. Inhale. Exhale. And whenever you're ready, you can gently press yourself up. And we're going to come onto our backs, moving that bolster out of the way, but keeping it within arm's reach. As we roll over to our backs, we're going to keep our knees bent as we lower down to the mat, if we're not there already, keeping our core engaged. We're going to come into our final resting pose. So decide whether you want to just lay flat on the back, whether you want to rest the bolster or your pillow underneath your knees, allowing the feet to rest, the legs to rest, full body to rest in this last mindful resting posture. Again, if our mind starts to wander, we can always call our attention to our breath as we close out with this sound bath. Thank you for flowing with me. I hope you get exactly what you need. Thank you.